Hi everyone, and welcome back to another reading. In today's reading we have a pretty exciting topic. So we're looking at who you are becoming. Considering we are a part of a very spiritual community, obviously all of us are in one way or another are working on our consciousness, on our perspective, on our soul's journey, right? So I am really curious to see who you guys are becoming. And for this reading I have prepared 3 different pre-shuffled oracle piles. So let's go through them one by one. For pile number 1 we have Thanatos. For pile number 2 we have the Sustainer. And for pile 3 we have the Tear. So without further ado, please select your pile based on your intuition and I'll see you in your reading. Bye! Hi everyone, if you selected pile number 1 or Thanatos, this is going to be your reading. Right away, I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing this word correctly. Thanatos. This is equivalent to a death card in tarot. So there's definitely a massive transformation in your consciousness that is occurring now. Seemingly you are really becoming a new person, basically. There is a massive shedding of darkness and ego death with Thanatos here. And let's look at the rest of your oracle cards. So we have talk to the moon, communicate. We also have Mars in Libra with choice. Mars in Libra with choice. So maybe pile number 1, I'm catching you right in the midst of this massive transformation. We have Sun in Leo with fortune. And we have Moon in Capricorn with power. Wow. Okay. So obviously any of these placements might be important or related to you. We also have a leg up. Seems like you are receiving help. With this a leg up card, I'm really getting like you are about to be picked up and moved by the universe. Like your transition into the new you is actually being helped and orchestrated by the universe. Okay, this is pretty exciting. Okay, let's get your tarot cards and see who you're becoming. Pile number 1. Who is pile number 1 becoming? We have Knight of Pentacles. We have 2 of Wands. It looks like they're moving towards each other. And we have 7 of Swords. This row is your past energy. Let me look at you now and then we'll look into who you're becoming. We have 6 of Wands. We have Judgment. Wonderful. Okay, pile number 1, I'm definitely catching you at a very important part in your journey. Like this particular moment, when you're listening to this, there's something important going on in your life in terms of you shedding an identity and moving into a new life. We have Ace of Swords. All right, and let me just get 3 more cards. We have Death. Okay, another confirmation. We have King of Cups. And And finally, we have the moon. Okay, there's definitely an element of mystery to your reading, pile number one. I'm just gonna say that right away with the moon here being your final row. So we're not going to find out everything basically because you're meant to experience it for yourself. But obviously, we're going to give you as much information as possible. So let me just fix your cards and I'll be right back. All right, pile number one, who you are becoming. Right away, I just want to mention that a large chunk of your reading really stresses what is happening in your life now, and it's pretty massive and transformative and exciting. I can't wait to get into it, but I know that the reading is not really about predicting the future of what is happening like in your immediate future now, but I can't help but really see an important message in your current situation as it tells us the story about who you are becoming. So let's just move through your reading here. Right away, you have chosen the Thanatos card, right? It's the death card. We also got the death card in your third row of cards, which represents who you are stepping into being. Basically, the transformation that is occurring right now in you, the personal death cycle that you're going through internally is occurring now. And this massive transformation that is happening now is basically like concurrent with you stepping into your destiny, but also with you receiving success, final recognition, and some sort of like public acknowledgement here with Sun in Leo here and with Six of Wands here. We're gonna get into more details about that in a second, but let's just move through your reading as I have designed it. So the first row of cards here presents your past, your unconscious, your karma, some sort of a negative energy that has been preventing you from embodying who you are meant to be here in this lifetime, right? So what we are seeing here with Knight of Pentacles moving directly at Two of Wands, I can tell you a story of a very, very young child or a teenager, someone who was very, very ambitious, someone who we might describe as someone who builds clouds in the sky, right? I'm saying that because of how Two of Wands is presented here with this person holding the world in their fingers. So as a child, you really maybe have been a visionary. Perhaps you have been a very spiritual and awakened individual. Maybe your third eye was just really, really open as a child and teenager, and you really were able to clearly visualize your beautiful and bright future. It seems like maybe you had an idea of what you wanted to do exactly, and you had a feeling that despite your family maybe not being in the best situation. I don't know why this time around, this Two of Wands, I'm really paying attention to the fire here, and it seems like perhaps your situation growing up wasn't the best. So maybe, you know, you came from a place that didn't have resources for you to acquire your dream. However, you dreamt very big regardless, because you knew that you would be able to fulfill those visions into fruition one day in the future. And what happened here is basically real life smacked you in the face. Knight of Pentacles energy here is the slowest knight in the deck. It's the earth energy, right? It's the energy of materialization basically. So what happened is you went on to this journey of fulfilling your dream. However, within you, there's also this side of you that really relies on hard work and on, you know, really being balanced and rooted within the physical realm. And basically what I'm trying to say here is your circumstance or maybe your situation really didn't allow you to pursue your dream in the way that you wanted to. I'm sensing that some of you might have traveled abroad to fulfill your dream here with the world being in his hand, but also I'm seeing that maybe, you know, just like real life stuff got to you and you really had to basically provide for yourself in a different means. Like you really had to embody someone who is rational, someone who relies on their intellect, on their logical side. You know, you really kind of had to step away from that clouds in the sky type of a person that you were before. And that's precisely where this sneaky energy of conflict within your energy field has been coming from. So with Seven of Swords being here, this is an energy of looking back at your past, right? An energy of kind of holding on to something or trying to take something that's not yours to keep or to hold. So it seems to me that honestly, you have been really broken down by this crushing of your dreams or of your goals or of your imagination for the future. Like, I think truly, pile number one, this was really hard for your soul to accept. Like, there's this unfulfillment of the dream here. Basically, what I'm seeing in this energy is you were the kind of person who had really grand ambitions. You really built clouds in the sky. Maybe you even had to travel to fulfill your goals and ambitions. You really had a vision for yourself, but then you kind of had to reroute, and you didn't really see the fulfillment of what mattered to you because you got caught up in like real world stuff with Knight of Pentacles here. Okay, so let's move into your second row of cards here that presents what's happening in your life now, with Six of Wands being here. Obviously, it's the card of success, of recognition, but also with Sun being in Leo here and Moon being in Virgo. Both of these things let me know that there is some sort of a very positive turn of events that is occurring in your life right now that is giving you results and recognition and financial gain, basically from some sort of actively orchestrated and acted upon plan that you have been working on, that you're in the process of. The reason I say that it has to deal with you kind of, actively working on a plan, actively putting something together here is because of Sun in Leo, right? Sun in Leo with fortune is not an unexpected success that just falls into your lap, but rather it is success that comes because of us building our ego up, right? Because of us kind of consciously investing our energy into our creation, into our project, into our work here. And with Moon being in Capricorn here, I mean, Capricorn is the most rooted sign. I guess people would argue about which earth sign is the most rooted, but Capricorn is definitely the most overworking, I would say, earth sign. Like, Virgo is the perfectionist, but Capricorn is also like the overworker, who I would say is also very perfectionisty. But yeah, with Moon being in Capricorn, what I'm trying to say here is Capricorn has an element of planning things out, of you basically, you utilize your intellect. Maybe you recently took on some sort of an important creative project, or maybe you are opening a business venture and you have been just working on something and planning for something to succeed. Congratulations, pile number one, this is happening in your life now. And it's weird because I'm seeing that it's like this energy is separate from this energy. Basically, you're receiving success and recognition, pile number one, and somehow this energy of success and recognition allows you to step into your true power, to step into your fated path. So I don't know whether you're like moving towards another project here, or whether it's the same project that you have already kind of taken success from with Six of Wands here. But there's definitely a message of this success kind of allowing you to move forward, with you kind of running to the beat of your own drum, you just following the call of your destiny, you rising to the calling here. And it seems like right away you have plenty of brilliant ideas of how to channel the energy of your calling. It's like you finally, with Ace of Swords, you finally have clarity about what you're here to do, about where you want to be. Honestly, I'm seeing two scenarios here, so let me give you the first one. The first scenario here is basically you are reaping the benefit of the project that you're involved in now. So this very much gives me like start off vibes, new business vibes, new project vibes. You know, you have been actively working on something and finally you're getting that boost, you know, that recognition, that major kind of milestone that allows you to see that, whoa, like I have made it, I can really root myself here, this is working, this is what my life is now. You're finally getting that. Or the second scenario is you're receiving some sort of success, some sort of a financial result, something that really upgrades you in the material realm from whatever it is you were putting work into, and that gives you the freedom and the liberty to move into the path that you actually care about. So I'm not sure whether like the Judgment card here is connected directly to the Six of Wands, or I don't know whether it's you just moving towards your call because you finally received, you know, all of the financial abundance and you're like, you know, I don't care what I do, I'm just gonna do something entirely different now. So it could be two scenarios here. But regardless, with Ace of Swords being here, finally, you're gonna be able to see the situation for what it is. And honestly, all of these astrological cards here really show us a beautiful journey, kind of like give us a glimpse into the entirety of the journey. And let me show you what I'm seeing. So with Mars in Libra and with choice, right, this is always a very, very difficult spiritual choice. Basically what it tells me is in the recent past you faced an important choice in your life where you could have fallen victim to your own fear or your limiting beliefs, or you know, like your need for stability with Knight of Pentacles here. Or you could have really made the choice that is true to who you are. Like you were on the precipice and you had to make an important decision. This decision has to deal with you being independent and free and following your heart in one way or another. This decision really allowed you to see yourself in a different light and to approach the situation from a totally new perspective because you made that difficult choice. Basically, because you passed the test, right? You are finally reaping the result, but also because of Moon in Capricorn here with power. Clearly, you were able to not only generate the intellect and the preparation for the process, but also you were able to overcome fear here. And finally, let's get into your third row of cards talking about fear, right? We have the Moon here. This row of cards represents who you are becoming now. Pile number one, what can I say? Basically, you are reaching a level of emotional fulfillment that you have never known before. Honestly, I think it has been really important for you, pile number one, to merge with your destiny here, with Judgment being here. I just feel like this is the pile that had very, very massive dreams growing up, and the fact that you had to reroute, the fact that you weren't able to fulfill your vision into fruition, basically it's been like a huge impact on you that has been like a very painful event or kind of turn of event in your life because you knew that you were meant to receive your dreams. And finally, I mean, pile number one, you are finally moving to receive the dreams that you were meant to receive. So your visions that you really saw when you were a teenager, when you were really, you know, truly in your element, when you were a kid, when someone asked you, what do you want to be in this life, when you just answered, you know, when you didn't have any fear or any preconditioning. So yeah, finally, pile number one, you are fulfilling those wishes that you maybe at one point thought that you would have to give up. With King of Cups being here, you're moving into a stage in your life when your emotional cup is just full. But yeah, pile number one, basically you're finally moving into a place in your life where you will be able to kind of be the visionary that you were meant to be. With Two of Wands here, you're finally going to be able to fulfill your grand ideas and your imaginative pursuits and your dreams in your physical realm. Like you'll finally be able to truly grasp what you're capable of creatively, like a magician I'm talking about. Like you'll finally grasp what you're able to create in your world, in your physical realm, and you will really feel so much more in tune with who you truly are. We talk to the moon here, and basically your cup is being full with the moon being here. This tells me, look at the way that the cat is looking at the panther. This makes me feel like you are finally moving into emotional fulfillment because you have closed out some sort of a very significant chapter of fear. Like there's some sort of a fear that has been holding you hostage, and perhaps that fear has to deal with, you know, you having to be super rational, or you having to work hard, or you having to like really be within a realm that is very rational, you know what I mean? Like maybe you had a job that is very normal, but this pursuit has nothing to do with very normal world stuff where you receive success according to reaching milestone. This is something of your own here, and receiving success now, pile number one, is finally going to be the sign to you that you have wrapped up the cycle of fear and you are finally ready for a life of emotional fulfillment. But yeah, pile number one, I know that the reading hasn't been about who you're becoming, but I can't help the information that I receive. Who you're becoming is a person who is truly able to be in touch with their visionary abilities. You're going to be able to really embody and finally experiences all of those things that you have fantasized about. You will be absolutely emotionally fulfilled. You really will feel like you have gotten in touch with your power, like you have clarity about what is happening in this world. Like you're no longer blaming anyone at all. You're just living your life, and you really have that clarity of moving on because you know that all of this is happening in your life is because you took some sort of a risk, you followed your heart in some way, you shed your ego, you went through an ego death, you rerouted yourself in one way or another, and you have overcome fear. And finally, it's time for you to be emotionally fulfilled, fortunate, creative, someone who really will be able to use their imagination and their emotional capacities to spread joy here. Basically, I'm seeing that from now on it's gonna be much easier time. You're getting kind of a ride by the universe, a leg up here. So yeah, thank you so much, pal number one, for doing this reading with me. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, and if you want to see more from me, subscribe to the channel, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Hi everyone, if you selected pal number two or the sustainer, this is going to be your reading about who you are becoming. So let's reveal the rest of your cards. With the sustainer, right away I'm getting you have been holding on to some sort of a dark energy unconsciously. Moon memories, the past. Yeah, right away. Something that had happened in your past had lingered in your energy. Maybe some sort of a heartbreak or some sort of a particularly painful experience had lingered and has been sustained. We have Sun in Pisces with vision. We also have Jupiter in Aquarius with innovation. And we have Mercury in Sagittarius with a discovery. Mercury in Sagittarius. So numbers 9, 11, 3, or 12 can be important. Definitely. I don't know why I'm constantly getting these same numbers. We have breathe with number 29. Again, number 11, okay? I'm not making this up, okay? I'm not making it up. There's definitely a theme of 9, 11, 3. I mean, with vision, innovation, and discovery right away, there's a lot going on here. There might be a story of international travel with discovery here. You're like fulfilling some sort of a very, very unique and very massive dream in your life. I can tell you that. Let me just get your tarot cards, and obviously we'll see the rest. We have Ace of Wands. We have Knight of Coins. And we have Six of Wands. We have Death. We have Ten of Coins. We have Eight of Wands. We have Three of Swords. And we have Nine of Cups and Temperance. Wow. Alright, let me just fix your cards and I'll be right back. Alright, so pile number 2, what do we have here? Basically, again, I can't help it but really see a strong message about what is happening in your life now. I can't help but mention it. I think my gift mostly has to deal with the future. So all of my readings, even though the subject is who you are becoming, right? And it has nothing to do with what is occurring in your physical realm. I am seeing a massive physical realm change actually. So I will have to tell you that. Obviously, I don't tell the reading where to go, so we're just gonna go with that. Pile number 2. The same thing happened in pile number 1, and now I have a feeling that I know why. I'm just like this kind of a reader and I just have to get used to it. But yeah, let's move into your messages here. So pile number 2, congratulations, you are about to experience some massive balance in your life and some massive emotional fulfillment. Who you are becoming is a very massively balanced individuals. If you have had issues with health, this is also definitely a great signifier that you are healing. You are just finding balance between your body and your physical realm. You're truly feeling like you are embodying yourself and you have found balance in your practices. Temperance is also an energy of healing on a psychological level as well. Also, if there are any substances that you feel like you have had an unhealthy relationship with, temperance is a good sign that you are moving away from those substances and you are really able to create a much better lifestyle for yourself. Like those substances no longer have the same kind of hold on you as you did before, and you're able to move away from them in the way that fits you the best, because it's all about finding balance with yourself and your external world. Nine of Cups is a fulfillment of a wish. So there's definitely a fulfillment of a wish that is happening. You will feel like who you're becoming is this person who is living in their dream world, in their basically in the manifestation of what they dreamt about. With Three of Swords being here and the last row of cards here represents your basically who you're stepping into being, right? We're seeing a story of a heartbreak in one way or another. It seems to me that maybe you are recently heartbroken over something, or maybe honestly no, I think this is some sort of a heartbreak energy that had lingered within you with the sustainer here and with the past. Yeah, something from the past. I think you have unconsciously held on to some sort of pain from the past, and it was really causing this disbalance within you, this anxiety to you. But finally, I'm just gonna say that again, congratulations, pile number 2, you're stepping into balancing out of those energies into emotional well-being, physical well-being, as well as fulfillment of your wish here. So you're really going to feel like the person who is in tune spiritually. At the same time, you'll feel like you're able to honor your emotions and you're able to honor your truth with the Temperance here. Temperance is the card that follows death, right? And we have death here. So basically what I'm seeing here, pile number 2, is right now there's some sort of a massive change that's happening in your life, massive transformation here, and it finally puts an end to this cycle of stress or suffering here, with the death being here, 10 of coins and 8 of wands. Okay, so let's move into the second row of cards here. And this is your prediction for the near upcoming future, actually, because the second row of cards represents what is happening in your realm now, you now, what kind of changes are you going through now. So basically there's some sort of an end of a cycle and a movement towards an overabundance of energy with 10 of coins, because it's not even 9 of coins. 9 of coins is just, you know, luxury, abundance, all of that good stuff. 10 of coins is like an overabundance of energy, maybe like generational wealth, you know. With 8 of wands facing this direction in your reading, I'm really getting a sense that you have no idea this is coming. So there's definitely some sort of a massive transformation in your life where you are stepping into much more abundance, much more resources. Like something is occurring, and 8 of wands, it's occurring fast. It's going to be like a very, very fast transformative energy because you've already gone through this death cycle. So basically what I'm seeing here, pile number 2, is you have cleared out some sort of a massive heartbreak energy. You've done some shadow work, okay? 8 of wands also signifies communication. So some of you might be receiving communication that just like lets you know that you are in a new life. So this could be like a job opportunity. This could be an opportunity for you to invest. This could be an opportunity for you to, you know, receive somehow abundance. I don't know. It could be inheritance. I know that you don't see this coming. I think because you're just now getting out of the death cycle. Basically, you've shedded an identity that didn't serve you. You have finally moved past this heartbreak energy that has been preventing you from fulfilling your vision here. And finally, the door is open for you to receive abundance and fulfillment of your wish here. So let's finally get into the first row of cards here. It represents your past, your karma, basically the unconscious energy that has been preventing you from embodying your true self. And we have Ace of Wands, Knight of Coins, Six of Wands, right? We're seeing a story of someone who is very creatively gifted, someone who really is an innovator, someone who has a vision. So pile number 2, what I'm seeing here is very similar to pile number 1, but it's a bit different. Basically, I'm seeing that since you were a very little kid, you kind of had an understanding that you would be a massive success. Maybe you always had a feeling that you're different from everyone else, that you think differently, that you can make it, and you are different because you are just not, you know, like your surrounding people. And with Ace of Wands being here and Vision being here again, it's like you are a person who is gifted with a psychic ability to see the future and to also like manifest the future here. However, it seems to me that the journey has been very long, right? With Knight of Coins being here because it's the slowest knight in the deck. At times it might have felt like there's complete stagnation. Maybe you have been really on the hunt for some sort of a creative dream here with Ace of Wands. That's what I'm getting basically from your past. And this dream really would allow you to not only discover who you truly are, but likely also to travel. Maybe you even needed to move for your dream with discovery here. With innovation, this dream is very unique to you. It's very out there, you know. Aquarius energy is always a very unique energy, always a very, very inspiring energy, a rebellious energy, energy that stands out in the context of our society. So yeah, pile number 2, basically what we're seeing here is you had grand ambitions. You always knew that success was going to come regardless of, you know, how long it's going to take you. Perhaps sometimes things have been very, very difficult, and that's because of this 3 of Swords energy that has been connected to you. Basically, pile number 2, you have been experiencing a lot of negativity or pain or lack of manifestation in your life prior to this point now, is because there has been a very important part of you with the death here that you have been sustaining that didn't serve you. And this part has to deal with heartbreak. So something that happened to you in the past, it seems like it had convinced you that you are not worthy of your dream in one way or another. And maybe you even followed with your dream regardless of your limiting beliefs. but the pain was just rooted so deeply within you that you really needed to shed it in some massive way to turn this page and to move towards fulfillment of your wish. So yeah, pile number 2, I mean, you're definitely moving towards fulfillment of your creative dream here. There's some sort of a wish come true situation that is happening as a result of you moving through card number 13, death, and card number 14, right? You move through the death cycle, you balanced out your energy with temperance here, because temperance follows death always, and now you're ready to transition. You're ready to really move from this temperance card and towards the fulfillment of your dream. I think honestly what's happening here, pile number 2, is you finally closed out some sort of a very heavy cycle of pain. You've forgiven all the parties, forgiven yourself. You've done the emotional work and you've let go of that identity. So you no longer are limited by narratives of fear like you were in the past. And just you addressing that and shedding that identity, it opens the door to abundance, to balance, to peace, and a fulfillment of some sort of a dream. My guess is it has to deal with some sort of a dream that you have been really trying to get for God knows how long. You know, with Knight of Coins here, it's like at some point you were like, what is wrong with me? What is wrong with this? What is wrong with everything? Is anything, am I delusional? Like you're like, maybe I should entirely change my life and give up on this dream entirely, you know? It seems like it has been a very lengthy journey for you to fulfill your vision here. But pile number 2, the reason why your dreams or your creative ambitions haven't been fulfilling in the real world in the way that you deserve is because of that internal energy that has been within you. Finally, you've shed it. So things are never going to be the same from now on. You're really moving towards living in abundance, fulfilling your creative dream, and being the explorative and the innovative person that you're meant to be. It seems to me with vision, innovation, and discovery, clearly you're the kind of person who has very big plans, and finally it will be the time for you to fulfill all of those visions because the energy that has been blocking you is finally cleared out. So yeah, pile number 2, you are becoming a fulfilled person who is living in their dream life, someone who has finally overcome this painful cycle. So if you have been dealing with, mental health struggles, you're feeling much better. You have found a balance and a way to regulate it. You are just really ready. I think honestly, you're ready to receive this wish and enjoy it, because you have been waiting for it for a long time. So I know that this really hasn't been who you are becoming type of video. Instead, it became kind of a predictive video, but what can I say? Sometimes the reading just leads you in one way or another. But yeah, thank you so much for being here. Pile number 2, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more from me, please subscribe to the channel. I hope to see you in the next one. Bye. Hi everyone, if you selected pile number 3 or the tier, this is going to be your reading all about who you are becoming. So with the tier here right away, some sort of a release from darkness, emotional release, right? Cleansing. We have ring around the moon, protection, beautiful. So there's definitely a message of being divinely protected. We have Sun in Scorpio with endurance. We have Mars in Leo with egotism. And we have Sun in Aquarius with idealism. Number 11. So 11, 5, and 8 can be important numbers for you. We have 22, blessed. Wonderful. All right, I'm just going to keep my thoughts to myself before we get your tarot cards. Who is pile number 3 becoming? 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 We have the Tower, opening up pretty strong. We have Five of Swords. And we have Three of Swords. Alright, you guys don't worry, this first row represents your past and your karma. I don't want to scare you with your cards. We have Page of Cups. We have Ace of Pentacles. And we have Three of Pentacles. Alright. We have Four of Cups. We have Ten of Swords. And we have Seven of Pentacles. Alright, pile number 3. Let me just move your cards a little bit and I'll be right back. Alright, pile number 3. What do we have here? Let's first look at your first row of cards here because it represents your past, your karma, or just a negative energy that you kind of had to face in order to break out into your authentic self or into who you're meant to be in this lifetime. So this row represents your past, this is you now, and this is the change that is occurring. I'm kind of generally using the rows as a guidance, but obviously I'm picking information up intuitively as well. So let's start with your past here. Pile number 3, it seems like you have gone through some sort of a massive heartbreak in your life, with Three of Swords being here. This heartbreak has to deal with some sort of a massive situation. Like, it really felt, the Tower never feels comfortable, right? The Tower is a very, very painful moment when kind of the carpet is being pulled from underneath us and we lose all sense of being rooted somewhere. Like, we felt like we're building a foundation within something. The Tower is always a card that follows us building a foundation where we don't belong. And with Five of Swords being here, maybe it has to deal with relationships. Like, maybe you really had some sort of a very, very difficult cycle with romantic relationships, maybe there were other relationships in general. But with Five of Swords being here, because it's an energy of winning over competition or competition and conflict in general, right? And the Tower accompanying it, it really tells me that you have gone through some sort of a massive heartbreak. With Five of Swords looking directly at the Tower, I feel like it could have been betrayal. Another thing could be true about your past. With Five of Swords here, it really makes me think that perhaps even you walked away from a situation feeling like the winner, objectively speaking, like you were doing okay, everything is good, but just like the fact that it had occurred and the people that you might have lost through the process of this massive change with the Tower, it had really left a long-term effect on your heart. It really did dysregulate you within your heart center. With the Tear being the card that you have chosen, it is clear to me that your spiritual journey now has been all about releasing this heartbreak. There's definitely an energy of you finally coming to terms with what had occurred. Perhaps it was a very, very painful situation. I'm really, really sorry about it. I mean, clearly there has been something that had caused you a lot of suffering and pain, and obviously that's always unfortunate to go through, and it's always such a painful energy that can really drag us out of our consciousness, of our understanding of reality. So what I'm sensing here is you are really getting in touch with all of your power. Who you are becoming now is you are really stepping into your power. And it's weird because with Four of Cups being here and Ten of Swords being in your last row for who you are becoming now, it is clear to me that like you don't see the end of the cycle approaching. Pile number 3, I have a very strong feeling that maybe you feel like, okay, like there's some sort of an energy within you that was really, really preventing you from being happy. And maybe You know, sometimes when we have trauma that comes to us from a very, very long time ago, right? The memory of that trauma is not really stored inside our head very clearly. Time passes, things get kind of confusing, and we start getting kind of dissociated from that particular heartbreak. And in the end of the day, it starts influencing our physiology, our emotional well-being, but at that point we might already have forgotten what exactly this heartbreak was, right? I think that's why spiritual journey can be so painful and so confusing, because we are like, okay, I want to address the shadow, but what precisely am I addressing, right? Oh yeah, pile number 3, I didn't even mention your present life yet. The reason why I say that you don't see the end of the cycle of some sort of internalized suffering that maybe has been blocking you from living your best life is coming because I'm seeing this basically in what is occurring now. You, my dear pal number 3, are in the process of really emotionally regulating yourself. Page of Cups is a young energy, right? It tells me that for the first time, perhaps in your life, you're asking yourself, okay, but what will make me happy? Right? Maybe you've built certain foundations in your life that don't serve you, and you're like, okay, well, I did everything in accordance with what social rules are, or with what my parents believed, or with what I thought I needed, and now I feel like I'm not that happy. Perhaps the issue is with me filling my own cup. So I see you right now in your life being on the journey of filling your own cup. And what you don't see coming, because this figure is turned away from this Ace of Pentacles here, is you are actually ready to receive divine opportunities, especially when it has to deal with your relationships. So pile number 3, right away I'm going to tell you, this really feels like relationship type of pile. I'm not just talking about romantic relationships. Obviously, whenever someone hurts us really, really deeply, obviously our perspective of all human beings change, right? Because sometimes people treat us so horribly that we're like, okay, maybe I don't know anything about life. You know, people leave such a mark on us in a negative way where we're like, okay, well, you know, I really cannot trust anyone. All I know is me and myself, and we create this kind of a boundary between ourselves and the world. And if you feel like you have created that kind of boundary where there's fear in relation to relationships or humanity in general, congratulations, this is clearing out now, because you're receiving some sort of an opportunity, like literally a material opportunity. Someone is coming to you and giving you an offer, an opportunity, and this opportunity has to deal likely with your skill, but it also has to deal with your ability to collaborate with other people, because I think there is an importance with 3 and 3 being here. With Sun in Scorpio, Mars in Leo, and Sun in Aquarius, right away, Scorpio, Leo, Aquarius, what do we have? Fixed signs, right? You got only fixed signs here. And what it tells me is that you're really ready to step into the main character kind of era in your life. What do we know about Scorpios, Leos, and Aquarius? Out of all of the zodiac, I think these are the placements that have the strongest sense of identity. So you are stepping into a part of your life where you are really, really connected to who you are. Like, you really understand who you are. This cycle of pain is finally over, because it's a 10 of swords, right? It's the end of the cycle, and there is an opportunity or an energy moving towards you that is allowing you to finally wrap up the cycle and move into enjoying your life, working, you know, seeing the fruit of your labor. In your case, I'm interpreting this card as seeing the fruit of your labor in a sense that you're so emotionally happy. But of course, this could be also you receiving some sort of financial opportunity with Ace of Pentacles here, with blessed being here. This really tells me that, and with protection too, this really tells me that you were always meant to live a very gentle kind of life. You were always meant to release this shadow, right? And of course, when we go through abuse or pain or suffering, we can never really see the point of it, right? Because we would always have it differently if it was up to us. But with perspective, once you move into this new cycle, once and for all, once you truly feel like this new you that you are becoming, which you are becoming, once you truly feel this release here, you will notice that everything in your life will start to fall into the right place. And with protection being here right now, basically what it tells me is right now, maybe because you have released or you're working on releasing some sort of a very heavy energy, pile number 3, you are divinely protected basically from consequences of your own thoughts and fears and from other people's actions and stuff like that, basically because you're putting in such a tremendous amount of work into healing yourself. Right now you're kind of getting a boost from the universe of this protective energy around you, because you were meant to heal this pain, to release it, to really understand yourself from a compassionate and kind perspective, and obviously for you to move into this new life where you are the main character, where you are really ready to finally acknowledge how far you've come, finally look at the fruit of your labor, finally look at all of your relationships, and look back at all of the painful things that you've gone through, and understand that all of that, despite it being so painful, it had led you to discover who you're truly meant to be. So right now, pile number 3, it seems like what you're doing is really healing your heart. And if you are doing any work on self-love and forgiveness and releasing of whatever it is, the limitation energy that was around you, I mean, there is so much confirmation for you that it's worth it, because you don't see it coming. But basically, this energy, you know, whenever we put in work, all the change that is happening externally is always a reflection of the work that we put in internally. And I know that you might not be seeing it now because you're looking this way, right? But I can tell that you're, for the first time, trying to really keep yourself emotionally balanced and trying to ask yourself, like, what do I care about? And because you've done this work to forgive yourself and to honor your heart, you're ready to move past the cycle of 10 of Swords, of pain, of suffering, and into a life that is much more balanced, a life where you feel like you're valued for your gift here, a life where you feel like you are really receiving the products of your labor here, a life that feels like you are in the right place at the right time. Basically, pile number 3, what I'm seeing is a massive internal transformation that is followed by beautiful physical world manifestations. You're gonna finally be done with this painful cycle, and this is the biggest blessing for you, and it's obviously the most important part of who you are becoming, because it seems like this 3 of Swords and 10 of Swords here, it had really drained you of your power for a long time, because you have to walk how many cards from 3 to 10, right? You had to move through the entirety of the Swords to get to the ending of this painful cycle. So congratulations, you don't see it coming yet, but there's definitely an opportunity for you to move. I mean, there's definitely either like a career thing that's coming your way, or some sort of a creative collaboration that just allows you to really be rooted in your new understanding of relationships as healthy and happy and exciting. You're really meeting your soul tribe. So I'm not sure whether, you know, obviously take it as it resonates. I'm not sure whether you guys are inquiring about your career for the future, but who you are becoming is someone definitely in touch with their power, someone who is proud of who they are, someone who understands who they are with endurance, egotism, and idealism. It's like you have finally understood with endurance, Tower, and 10 of Swords here why you have gone through certain painful experiences. You've released them, and you also don't look back at them and feel any type of way anymore. You know what I mean? You can look back at your heartbreak and it doesn't really feel that heavy anymore, because you understand that even though that was a heavy and painful experience, it was also an experience that had led you to discovery of who you are, because only by tapping into the darkness, right, can we discover the light. So congratulations, pile number 3, you're definitely ready to become the main character of your life, to be blessed and protected. This is going to be a much easier time. Honestly, I've had this theme in most of my readings. It seems like collectively we're moving into an easier time, okay? So yeah, pile number 3, thank you so much for doing this reading with me. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up, and if you want to see more from me, please subscribe to the channel. I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!